Look, I'm warning you, this is a restricted area. If I catch you, there goes your right, Bass. Stupid kids. Look, I'm warning you.
Car problems, huh?
Nothing seems to be going right today.
Well, today'd be a good day to stay home and knit.
Well, it all depends on what kind of pattern you've bought.
You got help coming?
No, not that I know of.
Just checking, Miss Prince. You know, it wouldn't do for you to have been followed by one of your co-workers, now would it?
Believe me, no one would suspect that it was me who leaked that confidential file.
You know, it's going to be a pleasure dealing with a double agent who's above reproach.
Listen, it's taken me 4 very long years to build up a sterling reputation with the IADC, and I think it's about time it paid off. I take it then you are interested in my latest offer.
I couldn't care less about unscrambling White House phone conversations.
What? Well,
somebody else is interested, to the tune of $100,000.
Who?
That isn't for you to know or find out. Now, we're going to do everything just like we did it before. Only instead of having 1 week to get me the information, you have 2 days.
2 days?
Or no deal.
Well, there's only one person I know of that likes to work that fast. Harrison Finch.
Oh, come on. The IADC is very much aware of
Mr. Finch's domestic spying operations. They just don't know what, when, where, or how.
That should do it, lady. You do everything I told you and you'll be all set.
Hey, I think I deserve to know who I'm selling to.
Now, you just be real careful and that baby will take you all, say, 100,000 miles. Yes, sir.
did you do that?
What's that? Well, you haven't seen anything yet. Now, is it Harrison Finch that wants to buy the information from Diana Prince?
Yes.
Where is he?
All I know is that he's setting up a surveillance operation here.
Here? In Washington?
Yes.
Well, who's your contact in Finch's organization?
I'm meeting with a man.
Well, somebody's going to meet him. I'm afraid it won't be you. Now, who is he, and where is this little rendezvous to take place?
A man with a crutch. A cafeteria at 8th and Curtis.
Password?
The pound cake's stale, so why don't you try the apple pie?
Pound cake stale, so why don't you try the apple pie?
Harris.
Finch. Harrison Finch.
Right.
Thank you.
Right.
Harrison Finch.
Sorry, I got a mind like a sieve. My secretary says I drink so much of this stuff, it just flushes everything right out of my brain. All right, let's see now. You're here to discuss, what is it? Insurance?
I'm here to discuss buying your amusement park, Mr. Gurney.
Oh, well, that's easy. It's not for sale.
Everything is for sale, Mr. Gurney. Everything and everyone has a price.
I don't want to sell.
Perhaps not at this moment.
No, not at any moment.
Look, my brother and I dreamed about owning a place like this ever since we were little kids in kindergarten. Davy, that's my brother. He thought up practically half the rides in this place. You see that super loop back there? Davy designed that. American history class in junior year in high school.
And when that super loop was installed here 3 years ago, it put this place right on the map.
So it was your brother David who designed that super loop.
Right. I'd almost say that in order to make history, old Davy had to flunk it.
Well, then, perhaps it's David I should be speaking to.
No, David's dead. Missing in action in Vietnam.
Look, what I'm trying to say is, Mr. Finch, is that I have no reason or desire to sell.
Listen, as long as I'm up, please. Mr. Gurney, please don't misunderstand me. The reason for my visit here today is simply to let you know that, well, should a reason develop for you to want to sell at some time in the future, well, you have a very eager and a very qualified buyer at your beck and call.
Well, I tell you again, there's no way I'm ever going to sell. In spite of the migraines and the ulcers, I've got way too much invested in this place.
Well, thank you for your time, Mr. Gurney.
Finch plans to set up operations in Washington?
It sounds that way. The information that I was using to bait him is the kind that he usually likes to buy and sell. It's top secret, exotic, extremely valuable on the black market. But apparently, this time, he was planning on keeping what he bought for himself.
So he intends to set up some kind of a system to monitor shortwave phone conversations.
Yeah, it's probably only part of his plan. With his expertise, he'll find a way to monitor all communications.
Or having him headquartered in Washington is like having a shark in a public swimming pool.
You're not kidding.
Before long, foreign countries are going to know more about our government than we do. What you got, Beverly?
You know, Steve, we've been trying to bust this guy for 3 years. It's now or never.
I'm going to check with Ira. See if he can come up with a lead as to Finch's next move now that we know what he intends to do.
I think that's a good idea. Meanwhile, I've got... Why?
How does he do that?
What, make those noises?
No, get into rooms when all the doors are closed.
Well, I don't know about you, but I've been afraid to ask. Good. Here. There it is.
A 50-cent piece?
It's a bug. Something our lab boys dreamed up. Thanks to our friend Wonder Woman, I have a little rendezvous with one of Finch's operatives this afternoon. And this will give us a chance to beat Harrison Finch at his own game. And I'm going to cash in on my newly established career as a double agent.
should learn to play chess, Mr. Pierce. Wonderful for the mind.
Are you kidding? Have enough trouble with checkers. Hold all calls.
I'm only telling you what I saw.
That's what you think you saw.
What I saw, and I'm not the only one, Mr. Gurney. Half the kids at work here have seen it lurking around the Super Loop.
What did it do, maul you? Carry off screaming patrons, leave gigantic footprints in the concrete?
No. But I'm telling you, there's something in this park that shouldn't be here. I saw it. It's real and it's horrible. And it's wrong to keep it a secret.
The only thing that I'm covering up is the fact that I exercised poor judgment when I hired guys like you to work. Now, you can this nonsense, so I'm going to give you a job to somebody with a little more respect for the truth.
I resent being called a liar, Mr. Gurney.
And I resent you spreading the irresponsible rumor that my fun universe is haunted by some kind of depraved monster. The public and the press are squirrely enough when it comes to amusement parks, you understand?
Someday you're going to be real sorry you kept this thing a secret. And I intend to be around to say I told you so.
Something strike you funny, Mr. Finch?
Yes, Mr. Pierce. I just discovered a way to force Mr. Gurney to sell me that amusement park of his.
Whatever I like, it's okay, you know? Miss Patrick?
Yeah.
Why, I heard you're taking a bunch of kids to Fun Universe.
That's right.
Well, can I go, please?
Oh, Randy, I could only wangle a limited number of free passes. I was going to take the younger children.
Well, you're going to need somebody to help watch them.
Well, Jeff is coming along.
Oh, let me do it.
Jeff is older than you, Randy. He's more responsible.
Oh, I'm responsible. Please, Miss Patrick, he's been there before and I haven't. Well, they've got roller coasters there, 3 of them.
You and your roller coasters.
Look, I can watch the kids just as good as he can.
All right. We'll be leaving at 2 o'clock sharp.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you sure I didn't give them to you?
You said you'd take care of it yourself.
Stickly, I'm putting a manila envelope.
I'll write up some new passes. The kids will just have to wait.
Yeah, if you got O for orphanage.
Never mind, Mr. Gurney. I'll take care of it.
Nothing. Patrick home for boys. 12 ride passes. What'd I tell you?
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I know. Pushed everything right out of my brain.
Well, it appears our friend Mr. Gurney is a bit of a philanthropist. I have to remember that when I take over his amusement park. Good for my image. Your move, Mr. Pierce?
Oh. Like I said, Mr. F. Checkers is hard enough. I don't get this game.
Play. When's your appointment, by the way?
Told Thorpe I'd meet him in about half an hour.
Randy, come on.
Pound cake is stale. Why don't you try the apple pie?
I had the apple pie yesterday. It's not that good.
I know you expected the password to be given by a man, Mr. Pierce. But when I have information to sell, I don't use a go-between.
I don't know what you're talking about, Diana.
Well, why don't you have a seat? Okay, so you know who I am, and I know who you are. You must also know what kind of information I have to sell you.
Not interested.
Well, Mr. Finch might think differently. After all, Thorpe did trust me enough to allow me to take his place at this little rendezvous.
My boss likes things done his way. Your being here in person isn't part of his plan. So? Pleasure.
Excuse me, sir. You have left your change.
Got it.
Let's arrange a meeting so that you can at least talk to Finch, okay?
Let's just say the deal's off. Thanks, Lee.
Miss Patrick? Tommy here says he lost his ride pass. He said the string broke and it blew away. He must have been playing with it.
Where were you when this happened, Randy? You're supposed to be watching him. That's why you're along.
Well, look, just tell me where to go and I'll get him another one.
Those passes were donated to us. I'm not going to have the park owner think we're taking advantage of him by asking for another one. Tommy is just going to have to suffer the consequences of your unreliability.
Maya! Here. Take mine. If you so much as touch it, I'll break your arms. Now tell me, which way did yours blow?
That way.
Terrific. We better go on and catch up with the other guys so you don't get lost, and I get blamed for that too.
Is anybody there? Anybody there? Is anybody down here?
I'll never get out of here.
Somebody there? Somebody there?
Diana, lunch is ready. Come on in. Listen to this.
We got a feed?
I take back all the rotten things I ever said about the lab boys. That 50-cent piece works like a charm.
Great. Is tape rolling?
Sure is. Let's eat.
But it wasn't Thorpe who showed up. It was that Prince woman herself.
Good pickles.
Said she didn't need any middleman. I told her to forget it. You don't do business that way.
You must be talking to Finch.
Well, then I got out of there. I'll tell you something, though. Diana Prince is a heck of a lot better looking in real life than she is in pictures.
Well, I'm sure there are many people outside the IADC who can supply me with the technical information I'll require, Mr. Pierce. Right now, however, you'll find a bomb.
Yeah, I can pick it up. I'm only about 2 miles from there. What kind of bomb is it, and where do I plant it? Fine. But tell me, what is a crazy wheel?
Mr. Pierce, it's a sort of a Ferris wheel. You'll find the name to be quite appropriate once you've seen it. Oh, poor Mr. Gurney. He's just discovered a youngster has disappeared from his amusement park. Last night, a monster. Today, a missing orphan. Tomorrow, a terrible accident. It appears that bad luck does run in threes, Mr. Pierce.
Pretty soon he'll beg you to buy his place. Talk to you tomorrow, Mr. Finch. After the new news.
This is the biggest break we've ever had, Diana. We nail him planting that bomb, and that's the beginning of the end for Mr. Finch.
What, you know where they intend to plant it?
Take a look at this. Now, Ira's been theorizing just how Finch might go about setting up a major surveillance operation here in Washington. And according to what we just heard, this is the most likely possibility.
Isn't that Fun Universe Amusement Park?
It's a perfect cover for him. It's a legitimate enterprise, constant crowds, lots of diversions, perfect place for agents to rendezvous and pass information. And since we already know that Finch is particularly fond of microwave telephone conversations...
Yes, that tower would be a perfect place to set up monitoring equipment.
Exactly.
And that's the crazy wheel.
Yeah, which they apparently intend to sabotage in order to encourage the park owners to sell out.
Checked all the restrooms, all the concession booths. Okay, here's what I want now. I want you to post 3 guys at every exit until closing time. If he isn't found then, I want you to organize a dragnet. Are you certain that that boy did not leave the park and hitchhike home?
No, Randy would never have left until the absolutely last minute. He was fascinated by the rides here. The roller coasters in particular, and especially that one.
Oh, all right. I'll double check the security around the roller coaster grounds.
No. No offense, Mr. Gurney, but I think it's time the police were notified.
There's no need for that. I mean, my people will find him.
Your people were trained to run an amusement park, not to find lost children. May I?
Who's there? Who is it? Who is it?
He's got a tool case. He's going in as a member of the cleanup crew. I'm following.
Now, wait a minute. You sure you don't need some help? If you lose him, we'll have to tell the park not to open today. Then Finch will know we're onto him.
I have no intention of losing him, Steve.
Please, don't be frightened. It's all right.
You gonna help me get out of here?
I can't let you leave.
What are you gonna do with me?
I don't know.
a team out looking for him all last night. And no, the boy is definitely not in the park. Nothing like this has ever happened before. Look, didn't I already answer that question? What do you want?
There's a Diana Prince out here to see you.
I never heard of her. Give her an appointment like 2 years from today.
Mr. Gurney.
Kidnapping? Listen, you use that word on your newscast, you got yourself a libel suit, buddy.
Did you ever ride the Superloop? If so, in a way, I was there. See, I designed this ride. I know it better than anybody up top. I know where it's likely to weaken. They don't. So I keep tabs on it from down here. Try to let them know when they should make repairs. My name's Dave. It's not contagious.
What happened to you?
Vietnam. I was flying in a chopper filled with napalm. I let everyone think the explosion had killed me. You see, my brother owns the amusement park upstairs. Having a face like mine around isn't too good for business. Unless you want to charge a buck a stare. Besides, he's got enough problems as it is.
What's that?
That's some kind of bomb.
Trevor.
Hi.
Diana, how'd it go?
Well, I've got some good news and some bad news. Preferences to order?
Yeah, give me the good news first.
Okay, well, Finch's man was not able to plant that bomb in the park.
You recovered it?
You sitting down yet?
Uh-oh. Well, where is it? Still in the park?
I think so.
What do you mean you think so?
It's a long story, Steve. Listen, I'm gonna grab a late breakfast and then head on in. Any development?
Yeah, you didn't happen to see a missing teenager in the park there, did you?
Oh, no. I sure didn't.
Okay.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, that's real good. Run off about 200 of these. Post them around the park.
Will do. By the way, you got a call earlier from Mr. Finch.
Who's that?
He said he was here yesterday morning. He gave me his phone number. Wanted to make sure you had it.
That's probably about insurance. Please, make these phones stop ringing it out. I got nothing to say to anybody.
Afraid that's not quite true, Mr. Gurney.
Well, how could that not be true, Sergeant? I mean, we spent 3 hours talking with each other last night.
That was before I did some talking to some of your employees. Now, what is this they tell me about? A monster in the park?
Money is no object as long as you can assure me the job will be done immediately. I realize she's an IADC agent. I realize that, too. Why do you suppose no one has ever succeeded? No. It's because no one has ever said, get Diana Prince, whatever the cost. I'm saying it to you, am I not? She's been interfering with my affairs, and I want her dead by the end of the day. Whatever it takes. Fine. I'll be waiting.